Shalom, shalom. Call Halayim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Machakudash. And Shani Kabad Kadawala Rekwab Zakwanyam Nawa Washalayakim Nawa. And that's double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom, Wabarakim, Labakayam Shayasharala. And that's peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. And as always, to the confusion of faces, meaning those who look like the other nations, but whose spirits resonate with the truth, and that believe and have faith in Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son. So to all you brothers out there, no matter how you look, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. So in this lesson, what we're going to be going into is asking yourself, do you want temporary happiness or do you want eternal joy? And you have to really think and consider and really just sometimes ponder, just meditate, when you're at home by yourself, when you're in your car, who knows, wherever you are. If you have a few minutes every now and then, you just need to come back to why you first, or what made you first on fire when the Lord put you in this ministry. Because when you do that and when you recollect and when you ponder on those things, you're going to remember that one of the main reasons why you came into this truth is because of all the promises that you heard. It was overwhelming and you were so happy. You were so filled with joy and gladness in your heart, in your mind, right? And that's why we're laboring right now. We're laboring for that eternal joy that is promised in the scriptures, all the blessings that are promised in the scriptures. When you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, 1 through, I believe it's verse 14, talks about all the blessings that are going to come upon our people. As long as we hearken unto the voice of the Lord, as long as we listen to his commandments and his laws and statutes that he gave us. And those are all the things that are going to happen when Yahweh Shai returns. Right? And of course, we're looking forward to salvation. You see, we're not looking forward to any kind of temporary happiness in this lifetime. The scriptures talk about sacrificing wives and family and friends and land and cattle and money. And of course, we can equate all those things to what? The same exact things in these times. Any wives that you have, or wife that you have, children, friends, once again. Maybe you had a good job and you had to lose it when you came in this truth. You lost, who knows, some money when you came. I don't know. I'm just naming things that are coming to the top of my head. But we're not striving for any kind of temporary happiness. We want this world to be destroyed because it has to happen before the kingdom of heaven can be established. So this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. It says, "For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." You see, everything that we're going through right now is just a very, very, very small light affliction. And it may seem hard. It may seem rough. And yeah, it is tough at times. It's hard at times. You may go through your downs and outs. You may feel distressed one day. Then the next day you're sad. Then the next day you're mad. And you don't know what's going on. You may feel bipolar for real. But at the end of the day, that's why we have these scriptures. Because these scriptures bring comfort. And through this comforter, we understand that everything we're going through is a light affliction compared to the kingdom of heaven. Compared to what we have on the other side, I'm going to say, metaphorically speaking, if we make it. In which that's why we're doing this work right now. We're hoping and we're praying for salvation, and we're hoping and we're praying and we're begging for deliverance. You got to think about it. If we're the first ones to make it, if we make it on the first ride, right, the first dominion, then that means we're part of the 144. And then also, you got to think about it. We're going to look back at America and we're going to say, man, it wasn't so bad after all. It wasn't too bad. Everything that we went through, it was definitely worth it. We're going to be saying these kind of things in the kingdom of heaven. It was definitely worth it. Yeah, shoot, brothers may even say jokes like, hey, I'll do it over again. I'm just saying, you never know. That's the kind of joyful feeling that we're going to have in the kingdom of heaven, which will be established here on earth. It said it worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal. Everything we see in this world right now is temporary. It's all temporary happiness and temporary gladness. And I don't know why the Christian church doesn't preach this. It is what it is. But hey, this is in the New Testament. That's all they read anyway. They barely go into the Old Testament. But certain scriptures like this, they skip right over. Everything that you see right now is temporary. Why is that? Because the scriptures prophesy of a day that's coming in which all these things are going to be burnt with fire. Everything that you see, your house, your clothes, I mean, we can get down to the very small things. We can get down to your shoes, your watch, your cup that you drink out of every day, the lamp that lights your house, your furniture, everything, your car. It's all going to be burnt up one day. And that's what makes it temporary. That's what makes everything of this world temporary. But the things which are not seen, okay, let me keep going. It says, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And what are those things? Well, first and foremost, let's think of the common sense things, right? You can't see Yahweh Shai. You can't see Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But you know they're there. You know they exist. You see them every day. When you look at prophecy and you see them and you feel them and you know that they're working in your lives. And of course, we understand that if we are a part of those that receive salvation, and the scriptures say that all Israel shall be saved. So at the end of the day, eternity is coming for all of us. The scriptures say that we shall be like Yahweh Shai, for we shall see him as he is. And we understand that he's going to live forever, and we are as well. And that's a part of our hope too. That's a part of why we're doing this work, because that's eternal joy. You know? What else? The kingdom of heaven isn't here. The scriptures say that the kingdom of heaven is in us, but we also understand and know that on a more literal and physical manifestation, the kingdom of heaven will be established here on earth. All right, so now let me get Isaiah 65, because you got to always consider what goes into your mind. You know, you have to think about the blessings too. So all I want to get is this. Isaiah 65 verse 17, it says, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. And the Lord isn't saying that he's going to destroy this entire earth. All he says is, I create a new heaven and new earth, meaning what? Meaning that he's going to create a new rulership. That's why the scriptures say what? In the book of 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, I believe, it says that Esau is the end of the world, meaning the end of this age, the end of the rulership, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Remember, the scriptures say the earth abideth forever. So right here, it's not talking about the Lord actually destroying the entire earth. No, he's talking about this current rulership. Verse 18 says, but be ye glad and rejoice forever. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. So let's get a little bit of a Hebrew plug real quick. Let's go into the 18th verse. And let's get 3 words really quickly. It says, but be ye glad and rejoice. So the first word we're going to get right here is rejoice, which is gayal. Gayal. You have a ga, ya, and a la. And it says rejoice, exalt, be glad, or to rejoice. Right? So you have the first word, 3 very different words, but they all have similar meanings. And that's why I wanted to get it, because when I was going over this verse, I thought it was pretty interesting. 3 different words, but similar meanings. So you have rejoice, which is gayal. And then it says forever, in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing. Now look at rejoicing. You have the ing. So rejoice was gayal. Rejoicing is gayala. So you have the H at the end. And there's a connector between the L and the H. So it's pronounced la. Not la-ha, but you have a la at the end. So gayala. Rejoicing. That's exactly what it means. rejoicing. So you have what? Rejoice, Gayal. You have rejoicing, Gayala. And then it says, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing and her people a joy. Now look at joy. You have Mashawash. All right. So it says exultation, joy, or rejoicing. Mashawash. All right. Just a little Hebrew plug. Got to get into our language. And then verse 19 says, and I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. And that's what we're looking forward to, Tired of all these daggone emotions, tired of being sad one day, tired of being mad one day, tired of being stressed, tired of waking up to an alarm clock, tired of laboring and working for 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 hours, 12 hours a day. I mean, you know what I mean? The scriptures say to labor so that we may enter into the rest, the Lord's rest. And that's what we're striving for. We're striving for that eternal joy, eternal rest, eternal happiness. The people of this world just can't see it. And that's why, of course, the scriptures talk about humility and being humble, because we did nothing to get this word. We weren't searching for this truth. We didn't grow up our entire lives knowing that one day we would be called into the Lord's ministry and pushing out these videos and going out on the highways and byways every single week. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we've been blessed and we've been called into the truth. And now we understand that, forget this temporary joy, forget this temporary happiness, forget being able to rest right now. We're going to put in this work right now while we can, so that one day we can look forward to the kingdom of heaven and all the beautiful. As a matter of fact, let me get this, since I just said that. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. Right here at the top, it says, but as it is written, eye hath not seen, meaning your literal eye, E-Y-E, but as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which the Most High hath prepared for them that love him. You see, and these are those things that you literally can't see, that we read about in the book of 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. These are those things that are eternal. These are those things that are eternal. Those things that you just can't fathom, that the Lord has prepared for us that love him. And those that love the Lord, that love Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, are going to do what? We're going to feed his sheep. We're going to feed the sheep of the Lord because we love him. Meaning we're going to edify, we're going to study so that we can give an answer. And we're going to go out there in the highways and byways, and we're going to offer our bodies. And I'm going to end off with this scripture right here. The book of Hebrews, chapter 10. And I'm just going to read straight through without too much speaking. So then we can end the video right there. Hebrews 10, starting at verse 35 until the end, it says, cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them which draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. And that's straight cut, straightforward. And I pray that this video was edifying. I just wanted to bring these thoughts into a lesson. I pray that it's edifying and uplifting to any brothers or sisters that needed to hear it. And I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakudash, and double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.